take a trip and let it rip.
This is a trip down All Sites Road that's been closed for the last 13 years. And it used to be a fantastic shortcut from Elton, which we're just leaving now, going through Ince to Ellesmere Port. The private company bought the road and closed it off. It's one of the companies down there, so you need a special pass to go through. Normally it's all barricaded off. So we're just coming up through Ince now. Ince is a tiny place. If you blink, you've gone through it. Anyway, we're just coming out of Elton, and then we'll be heading through Ince. There we go, there's Ince. Yeah, normally the only way you can get from Elton and Ince to Ellesmere Port is to go through the dreaded Cheshire Oaks, which virtually killed the town centre in Ellesmere Port. Cheshire Oaks is alright if you like designer stuff, out of date designer stuff, which you can probably get cheaper on eBay. Okay, so now we're just coming out of Ince. On the right we've got the Duke of Wellington pub. You can see over there. And on the left, coming up here, we've got a really old church. Lovely place. And here on the left we have Ince Village Hall, as used by many bands back in the day for rehearsals. Musicians do still use it, but there's no real bands left anymore. It's just used by duos now, which is rather sad. But yeah, had many a great night in there playing horrendous volumes. It was ace. Okay, so that's just come out of Ince now, and we're heading round the roundabout down Oil Sites Lane, which has been closed since 2008. I think they recently reopened it because of the road works going on Thornley Moors. I think they're putting a cycle lane down, which is just a complete waste of time. You do see people doing it, but not that many for what it's probably cost. Right, there's a very strict speed restriction down here. It's 30 mile an hour and it is cameraed, and they have threatened that if people break the speed limit they'll close the road again. As you can see, it's totally quiet. All this on the left is completely overgrown. This was not like this 13 years ago. It's turned into a right little woodland. And despite it looking quite derelict in places, there is still a lot of activity down here from the refinery. Come on, Mr. Magpie, get out of the way. As you can see, it's there's nobody on it. I don't think a lot of people know that it's back open. And excuse me. It was always quiet, but it's really quiet now. Like, so as you can see, there's all the refineries. It's still working, a lot of it. There is something going on down here with British Rail, because there is a railway track on the left that runs through, and on the left also the canal snakes away towards the dreaded Cheshire Oaks. Yeah, so I don't know if it's going to remain open. I hope so. Around Christmas time for us to go and visit friends in the port, you've got all the traffic at Cheshire Oaks with people shopping, and it just becomes a nightmare. It's a real bottleneck. I might try and film some of that on the way back. But terrible road layout, and they just can't cope with the volume of traffic when it gets too busy. But just like a lot of our roads nowadays. So this is the barrier they put up. Usually it's down, and unless you've got a special pass, this is the end of the road. You have to turn around and go back if you made the mistake of coming down here. Oh yeah, nice to see it back open. It was weird coming down here the first time after 13 years. I used to use it a lot. And there's the Gowie, River Gowie. See there now, that's where this is where they fill the tankers up. And on the right there, that building there, I remember going to a kids' party there in the 70s, a Christmas party from when my dad worked at the Burma. On the 30th of March 2008, Shell UK permanently closed Oil Sites Road. This was due to a series of car crashes and near misses. They did say it may be opened in times of emergency or problems on the A5117. The road has two postcodes, a different one at the start and a different one at the end. It's the only street in the UK with the name Oil Sites Road. There was first activity in the area dating back to 1924 when there was a small bitumen plant established. The railway then followed in 1940 to bring in the workforce. Shell UK operated from 1924 to 2011, then they sold the site to SR UK, an oil company, who still operate the refinery employing nearly 1,000 people. But what the future will hold, who knows, as the demand for fossil fuels is in decline. Left, that's where you can go to the local recycling, and it'll also spill you out at the dreaded Cheshire Oaks. Awful place. This is here, we used to be Octal and all that in a spec now. As we near the end of Oil Sites Road, we'll be able to see the canal. There's Shropshire Union Canal on the left, and straight ahead the National Waterways Boat Museum, and then at the very end we have the M53 roundabout, which will lead you onto the motorway or into the town centre of Ellesmere Port. On the right here used to be a Calagas. You could get gas bottles refilled. That's all closed down and gone. So we're at the end of Oil Sites Road now. Got a canal on the left over there, and it spills you out onto Ellesmere Port Boat Museum. You can see the old lighthouse ahead here now. Oh yeah, Ellesmere Port Boat Museum. Okay, so this is the journey home. Going the other way now. The way that you have to go when Oilsides Road is closed, which it has been for 13 years, remember. And this is the abomination of Cheshire Oaks. Bloody awful place. Traffic's nightmare feeding into it. It's on the left there. And yeah. And here you've got the 53 and 53 roundabout. It gets quite chaotic around here at certain times of year, Christmas, Easter and what have you. It's not the sedate journey you get down Oilsides Road where you could fall asleep and let the car drive itself home. Anyway, let's head down here now. We're going Thornton-le-Moors. This is where they're doing all the road works, or have been. And they've been putting in like a pedestrian path and a cycle lane, which as you can see is one bike on it at the moment. Complete and utter waste of money. Okay, so we ended up in a traffic queue due to the roadworks on Thornton-le-Moors, the A5117. So I've cut a large part of that journey out. Yeah. Okay, and we're coming off here because I like to go back through going back through Ince. On the left here it's Thornton Research Park or Centre, used to be called. That's it, Thornton Science Park. Just on the left. Okay, and that wagon's heading back down Oilsides Road where we started our journey. I'm heading back towards Ince here. On the right, this woodland used to be Ince Reservoir, which I don't know much about. I'll have to look into that. But now it's a nice little woodland. They've got little trails going through it. And once again here, coming up we've got, excuse me. Once again here, coming up we've got Ince Village Hall. Happy days, lots of memories of making far too much noise. And it was ace. Long hair and loud guitars. Scouts. Walking the road when there's a pavement on your right. Okay, so that's us just leaving Ince. I told you if you blink you'd miss it. And we're just coming into Elton now. And at the bottom there you've got Ince railway station, probably the quietest railway station in Great Britain. I think a train passes through twice a day. So there you have it, a nice sedate drive down an old road. Not something you can enjoy much these days with the busy roads and lots of traffic. Too much traffic really probably these days. But yeah, Oil Sights Road. Long may it remain open. Anyway, I hope you liked the video. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more. And whatever you do, take care of yourselves. This is Ed in the Shed, signing off.